Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today, well, as you can see in the thumbnail, I built myself a little tiny bumper protector for the back of my pickup truck to protect people from pulling into a parking spot and hitting the back of my truck. Because you know what? Just a tiny little tap today, well, can cause quite a bit of damage. Cost you quite a bit of money too. So I'm just going to show you the supplies that I used here first. And then I'm going to take you out to the truck. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the back of the truck. Then I'll bring it in here and I'll show you how it was put together. And it's something that I think any of you that have a bit of welding skill could do, cutting some basic material, or have a friend that can help you out. And for me, it cost me probably next to nothing because it was all scrap stuff that I had and the materials I already had. Now if you try and go and buy one of these, they're either made of plastic or you can get some real nice fancy ones, and they're going to cost you say $50 to $150 depending where you are in the world. But this one here, yeah, you can make this for, even if you have to buy the materials, under $20. So let's take a look at the little bit of the materials that I used and some ideas that you may get from this video. Let's take a look. Okay, like I said, I just had some scrap metal around, so this is just a piece of 1x2 tubing, and I had already a piece of 2x2 tubing. Depending on the hitch that you have on the back of your vehicle, you have to make it match. Had some paper towel, just some rubber membrane, just peel and stick stuff. And here's that 3M reflective tape. I recommend you get 3M because the other stuff, well, it's peel and stick as well, but it peels and sticks and falls off. So I say go with the 3M. You just got to measure, you know, whatever you're doing. And of course, I make sure that I put some undercoating or rust preventative inside before I apply the bumper protector, because when you put that in there and you leave it there for a couple of years, you're never going to get it out because they will rust right in there, something fierce. So what I used was construction adhesive. I'll show you that in a minute. Or you can just use some silicone caulking. And of course, with the color you've seen, I just spray painted the whole thing black. So let's go out and let's take a look at that bumper protector on the truck, and then we'll come back in and I'll show you how it was built. Okay, here we are at the back of the truck, and you can see the little bumper I've made there. On the top is some 3M reflective tape, and at nighttime the backup camera is lit up with a light there. So there's a light there and a backup camera, and it shines down there perfectly with that nice fluorescent strip. Okay, so here it is right here, and all you have to do is just cut the length that you want. And I had a lot of these small pieces, so I just put one in, welded all the way around. I got some of this shop towel. I stuffed it in the end, and as you can see here, it's kind of bulged out a little bit, but I stuffed it in the end, and then I put the caulking inside there, wait until it dried, and then spray painted it and put a little bit of foam on the top here, and that's pretty well it right there. So what do you think? No matter what kind of vehicle you drive, if you have a trailer hitch mounted on your vehicle already, one of these, well, I think it's a well worth investment just to make your own. Yes, you can go out there and buy it, you know, one of these yourself if you like, if you don't want to make one. But you know what? This cost me next to nothing, and I think it'll cost you next to nothing. Even if you have a friend with a shop like mine that has a bunch of little scrap pieces around, just weld it together, throw some paint on it. Bob's your uncle, right? So I think it's a worthwhile thing to do for your vehicle. Keep people off your bumper, because I've seen far too many times in parking spots where people will creep up and creep up and creep up and boom, oops. And you know, oops in a parking lot, well, you know, you're pretty much on your own. So, you know, for me, for a little bit that it cost me, a little bit of spray paint and material, I think it's something that most people should actually have on their vehicle. I think that the manufacturers would do well by having it as an optional piece of equipment, but they don't, and I don't know why. It seems logical to me that, you know, if you got a Silverado or if you got any vehicle yourself, that should be one of the options that you could put on, is one of these bumper protectors. Because as you can see on the back of my truck, well, there's no chrome, there's no nothing. You hit that and it will show, and it will cost you a lot of money to get fixed because you got to take the whole back end right off the fix. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again for some unique things that maybe you never thought about. Maybe you never thought about you could build. But you know what? I think we all could. Just put your mind to it. Get yourself a couple of friends. Make a little bit of an afternoon out of it and have some fun. Cheers.